Cookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
It's your podcast. You come for life's answers. Thanks for listening to our podcast and downloading. It's Pat and JT. You can find all the information you need on where to listen, how to listen on patandjt.com. Go there and share with your friends.
Absolutely. So I was just looking through we're actually in real life on a Monday, in our new place. As a matter of fact, we're in our new digs, slowly but surely getting everything put where it's supposed to be.
You know how when you move into a new house, you don't have people over right away. You don't send pictures to family right away until it's ready to go. Yeah. We're about 2/3 of the way there. That's why we haven't said much, haven't done anything. Yeah,
it's
one of
getting
those
there.
situations.
Still trying to figure out. It's like when you have a new space, you're trying to figure out where things work the best, and you know what you want, and then you realize what you can have, or what works best. It may not be what you wanted, but it actually turns out that
feels better.
This works. Moving this over here is better. I've had my desk in like 18 different places.
I'm just not used to having a desk in general. It's only been the last 7 months that we've actually had desks to work at.
Workroom is what we had, just one big open area.
Yeah.
And so now we have smaller offices, and which is nice, but it's just trying to figure out what's that flow of the room, so that if somebody walks in, where would you be most likely to walk toward? It's like there's places that make sense, and then there's others it doesn't make sense.
And thank God you get that.
Yeah.
Beth gets that. I don't understand that. You completely rearranged my office today, and it feels like I don't even know why I had anxiety. I think I just had anxiety because it was a cluster. You know what? And now it just feels smoother.
I couldn't walk by it anymore because it looked like a gamer lived there. and I was expecting
empty Dorito bags. Right?
I was like, okay, where's the smelly teenager that's been in here?
I'm
just curious.
I don't have that bone in my body for feng shui or whatever it is.
It's not
I don't understand how you guys do that.
He was so you could tell. It was just like, I'm moving his cheese. And he was just like, I don't know what to do. She's moving my crap.
Where am I going to put my hand?
She's moving everything. She brought, oh my God, why is she pushing?
And she's not leaving. She moved something and she's not leaving.
And I kept grabbing, okay, untie these.
Right,
let's untangle these wires, and let's unplug all of this, and let's pull this all over. And now
it just feels better.
A nice table. He didn't want a bigger desk. That was the funny part. I was trying to give you more space. I'm fine. I don't need to touch.
I don't need a smartphone. I can call a text. I'm that old. I was that old guy for a second.
It's all of his stuff. Don't touch my crap.
I don't need internet. I got the magazines. Right.
I was like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
His desk, the way it was too, he had to climb over wires because they were plugged into the wall behind him. And so it was just a work hazard.
It was. I wish we'd taken a picture. Maybe I do have a picture of it before on my phone somewhere. Maybe I do somewhere because it was a disaster. Now it just feels so much better.
It looks great, and it's not even near done, but it looks so much better.
Yeah, see, that's right now. I'm thinking
when I walk by it.
It's a finished product in my head.
It's not even close, but
we're good to go.
It feels a lot better. I had anxiety when I walked by.
Yeah,
before. And he's got 2 windows that you can see into his office when you walk by. So even when the door's shut, you can still see in there. Mm-hmm. I was like, you got to move this.
I have a weird thing with me that I got to be facing a door. I know sometimes at restaurants you can't have your back to the door. Like I wasn't ever going to have my back to the door, but I felt like I needed to face the door for whatever reason, and it just felt weird not to. But now it feels fine to face.
And you
sideways.
still kind of do face the door.
Enough.
We added an L shape to his desk, is what we added, so he can still turn and face the door, and he still has his desk right there.
It's pretty exciting.
Spread everything out. You didn't have to have everything smashed together.
Cords everywhere, yeah. Just feels so much better.
So slowly getting used to the new stuff, and then plus we have a place to put things. It's in another room, which is just nice to spread out a little bit because we had everything in one place before, and so you had to dig through. It'd be like having 2 drawers in your kitchen, and that's it. It's like, okay, well, I need a junk drawer. Well, we'll use this half for the silverware.
Yeah.
And this half for your junk drawer.
It's totally what it was like. It's exactly what it was like.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
So it feels much better. So anyway, we're getting everything moved in. A couple of things on Facebook or Twitter. I can't even remember which one it was, but I saw a couple of things going around. And then I got informed of another thing this morning and had a great conversation with on Facebook with Barb. But one of them, I had to laugh because somebody had posted this. Literally, he was genuinely upset about this. It just said, to all the people who back into their parking spots, Why do you do this?
Okay, I've thought about this many times because you are a backer inner. And you're right. Okay, this is a great question. I'm so happy that this person asked this because that is, I don't even know why. Explain that.
There are so many reasons. The first one being, it's easier to get out. It's easier when you go to leave, especially if there's more traffic. Especially if you're in a place where there's more traffic. Like when I go to Village Inn to meet mom and dad for breakfast, I always back into the spot because it's around the Village Inn. And so instead of trying to back out and hope to God somebody notices you're sticking your rear end out.
And that totally makes sense.
So I always back in and try to, so then I can see. Also, if there's a curb, like where we're at right now, the way the curb is, and you're going to laugh when I say this because you did this, is that a car is lower in the front than it is in the back. So if I back in, I'm not as likely to scrape the curb with the front end of my car.
I got that covered.
So like when you're parking in regular parking spots, even you kind of notice sometimes you don't want to pull all the way in because you're going to hit that curb with the front end of your car. And so I'll
just hit it once and that little dangly piece falls off. So
I've got it on the counter in the kitchen.
Yeah, you do actually. Dang it.
I found that. But otherwise, it's just easier for me just to back right in and I'm ready to go. It's just easier.
Yeah.
And all the way around.
I get the pulling out thing, but yeah, I that actually makes the whole thing worth it. Is the getting back into the flow of traffic,
especially when you're in a place that's busy.
Yes, because some people do not pay attention at all. They are just completely oblivious when they're driving through parking, like the rows, so they have no idea if somebody's backing out.
And I will say this though, when you go into a parking lot, nothing just like gets me in a twist. Then when you're going up and down the parking lanes, like say at Hy-Vee, and they're at an angle, right? And somebody pulls through to the other side. So now they're literally looks like they backed in the wrong way.
Right.
So now when they go to leave, they're going to be going against traffic.
It's stupid.
Because they pulled through to the other side. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You're just not supposed to do that. But yeah, there's some
great question though. That's a very good question.
I thought it was funny because he got a lot of people, and it was funny how many who were backer-uppers like me.
I noticed that when I go play. I know Verz is a backer-upper.
Yes, he is.
So I noticed that.
Might be a farm thing kind of too. I'm not sure. My dad was a truck driver. Was still. But as a truck driver, he always backed in. Same way. It was just easier.
You saw him do that your whole life, and it probably just
always
rubbed
backed
off.
in. Always did. Even at home, was backed up to the in his parking spot. He'd always back into his place where he parked. Yeah. I don't know if he was making a quick getaway.
That's what I'm wondering. If you got to get the heck out of Dodge real fast. Make it easier to get in, get out.
Right, get out. That's it. You just got to run out, jump in, go. Hit the gas. Go. But yeah, that's one of them. Now, another one is a thing called a number neighbor. I don't know. Have you heard of that?
Like a phone number neighbor?
It's both phone or handle. And it was kind of, I noticed this, the hashtag number neighbor. And then I see people calling somebody like retweeting because somebody had tweeted at them or phone number texting. Like you see screenshots of somebody's texts back and forth and saying hi to your number neighbor. So the next one sequentially, or if your name is like mine, if mine was at Jill Thomas 12, I would call out at Jill Thomas 11, to see my number neighbor, who they are.
Okay.
So people would same way with texting, text somebody who sequentially was either one up of or one below the last digit of their phone number.
That's pretty fun.
And some of them were people that played along.
I should try to text from
it was hilarious.
From our 402-403-9478, our texting number for our show. I should try to text out 402-403-9479.
See who our number neighbor is?
Yeah, I'll do that real quick while we're... That's pretty fun. How cool is that? I missed that.
See who your number neighbor is. So if you get a rando and somebody's asking about and says something about your number neighbor, they're not stalking you. Well, they might be, but they're...
Can't guarantee.
But it is a thing. Hashtag number neighbor. And then you can, and some of them were really hilarious because there were people that did not know each other, but their phone numbers were exactly the same, except that last digit was one above or one below, and just said, "Hi, number neighbor. Where are you at?"
Exactly. I just said, "Hi, number neighbor." I just 402-403-9477 is my see who our number neighbor is. We'll see.
So we'll see. Either that or you're going to get a call from the authorities.
Whatever.
I don't know. It's going to be one of the two. So I thought that was kind of cool. But anyway, you can give that a try. And
I got a question for you too. This Saturday we were at a wedding in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Very nice, very fancy pants wedding. Fun, great time. Reception was lit. It was great. And it was going into the reception, it was, it's open bar, right? Beer, wine, all the drinks. And at some point, they were going to cut it off. Just like, all right, from here on out, it's cash, free beer, wine, but the rest is cash. So a couple times after we got past that, say it was like 8 o'clock cutoff, they're like, oh, let's up it for one. I think the drunker, the people that were paying got like, let's do another hour. Yeah. So it was like 8:30, 9:30, and they were still rolling with the free stuff. So then I walked up to get a cocktail and ended up seeing a friend of mine that went to my school with my brother, Jason, randomly. I haven't seen him for 25 years. Right. He was at the wedding and got to talking to him when I got up to the counter or whatever. It was cash bar time because I got vodka whatevers.
Okay. Imagine that.
Yeah, big shocker. And I had already ordered it.
Your flask was empty, huh?
It was. And my cup. And so I got the drinks, and it was like $11.50 for 2 little drinks. I mean, they're expensive.
Yeah.
So
good stuff.
I'm like, yeah, so I threw my card down, no problem. Oh, we don't take plastic. So Jason's like, he's there. It's like, I got it for you. No big deal. He threw his money down and paid for it. And, I didn't want to go clear to the ATM. So Jason, thank you. So then I get back to my table, and there was an announcement, cash bar or free bar again, bar's open, blah, blah, blah. There was about a 5-minute window in there where us idiots had to pay for our drinks. I didn't do this, but I went back and forth for the next hour wondering if I should go back and ask for my money back. If I hadn't terribly embarrassed my wife, I may have.
Because by God, if you were at Walmart and you just bought something and you just saw price slash on the thing that you just bought.
Price correction.
You'd go right back up there and say, hey, I just bought this 15 minutes ago and it cost me this.
Yep, adjust.
I don't know. I think that...
and it was Jason's money. So
I was
going to say,
that was
money.
Up to Jason.
Right.
Whether or not he'd go back up there and get his money back.
Would that be tacky at a place where it's like, it's...
Actually, it's kind of weird that they started charging without checking with the people that are running the deal before, even though the hour was up, that they just went to it instead of just check. Because sometimes what they have is they have a ceiling that they're aiming for. And if they haven't met that threshold yet, they'll continue on for another hour because they know they've planned on paying for X amount is already prepaid. And they still had
I think that number kept getting upped. It wasn't just a time frame.
You think that they hadn't? You don't think that they had met the threshold and then they were extending it?
Twice they did. So it hit once and they're like, yeah, let's up it up, whatever. And then they did it again, then upped it again.
Yeah, because then they made extra money charging a few people when it should have already been. It was already paid for.
Yeah, so they maybe double dipped a little bit on this guy.
Maybe not on you particularly.
Right. Well,
you got free drinks. Did you pay him back?
No, Jason, I did not. I'll Venmo him later. I don't know if he has Venmo, but I'll Venmo him.
I'll Venmo you. No problem, dude.
And who doesn't take cards? Like you got to have a card,
I don't know.
Man.
You know what?
No kizzy, cash for this guy.
I went to the Saunders County Fair last week, and that was something new for them. They have ATM on site. And it's not an easy thing to do to get the ATM because there are fees and liabilities that are involved with that. But they realized that anymore people don't carry cash, and if you show up at the rodeo or you show up at the fair and you wanted to go to the figure 8 race and you can't pay with a card, you had to have cash to pay. They'd have to send them off somewhere else to go get an ATM to get cash to come back. And
chances are they may not come back.
Right. And if you had the whole family and you didn't have the cash on you because you're used to paying for a card with for everything, that they had to have that so people could get. They weren't taking a card like at the beer stand or at the that stuff, or even at the ticket booth, but they had the ATM available so people could get cash. And it's just something you got to do, and you have to think ahead on that. Yeah. And if you're having an event and you aren't going to allow them to pay cash, or you aren't going to allow them to use a card, you need to let them know in advance.
Right. Yes.
Then when they say cash bar, they mean cash.
Yeah, not just card. Exactly.
Not just you have to pay for it, but it has to be actual paper money. You have to bring your physical dirty bills.
You gotta bring your dirty bill. Bring those dirty bills.
Bring them dirty ones up here. Get you a drink. So that's interesting. Yeah, because I think more and more places need to make that a rule or have one available, have a place available where people can get cash.
And it probably, I would assume, I don't know.
Maybe at the event, was it at an event center or was it?
Yeah, like
there had to be an ATM there.
There was an ATM. There was an ATM. Like you'd have walked down the other end of the complex. There was an ATM. But I'm sure it's just like any other place like that. The fees like probably $4. So you're getting out.
That's so stupid.
$40 and it's 44.
It's such a cash grab too when they do that. I hate when banks do that. It's just like, okay, don't worry. I'll remember what bank you are that charged me $4 to take out money at an event.
Yeah. You're right.
And I get it if it's not my ATM, that it should maybe, a buck. Come on, $3-4 is stupid.
It's a total pain.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, so now it's kind of interesting is one of our posts that we had last week was from one of the episodes we were talking about back to school time, which we're right in the thick of it. Back to school, you see people taking their kids back to school brunches, and we're celebrating the end of summer. The parents are getting happier. It's so close.
The moods are lightening.
The kids are back to school. But with back to school also comes for a lot of teachers outside expenses for their classroom. Yeah. And I know a lot of teachers, and some of my favorite people are teachers. And I noticed that there were several people that I went to school with and otherwise that are teachers now in the area. And they had put together kind of a wish list for their class. And one of them was elementary school, a couple of them actually elementary schools. And they do something very similar as they decided what they wanted to do is be able to give every kid a new book once a month for the school year.
That's cool.
And through the program, they could buy the books. They were $1 a piece. So for the year, it'd be like, $10 for the year, $9 for the year for each student or something like that. And you send them the money, then they set up a little program and you can tell us, how many kids, I've got this many kids in my class. And if you could help support one kid for the year for $9, and then I can buy each one of the kids a new book for every month.
That's an awesome idea.
And so, and they put it out there. And of course, in small communities in particular, you had to pretty much struggle to get your name on one of the kids because everybody wanted to pay for all the kids.
That's awesome.
And I saw several of them doing that. And I thought that is a great idea. And it's like it's a little added benefit. And it's too bad that the school isn't in a position where they can do that. I don't remember getting books when I was a kid. I remember when the books would, and you get to order books.
Oh yeah, weekly reader.
Yes, things like that.
I lived for the time that cardboard box would show up in the room, and you'd open up, you'd smell those books. Why I hate reading so much.
He hates
now,
reading,
I have
but
no
he loves
idea.
the smell of them.
Oh, I love it. Just like I hate getting gas, but man, take a pull off that tank. I loved
Put
it.
you in a whole new mood.
It was so exciting, so fun filling it out and checking it off, and then
which books? Then waiting for your books to show up.
So fun.
Scholastic something, wasn't it? Scholastic something. I don't know, but anyway,
yeah, Scholastic.
Something Scholastic, yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's along those lines, but they're just asking for help from the outside instead of your parents, because sometimes parents can't afford to buy. Right?
Yeah.
So see if we can't figure it out. Well, then we were talking about buying school supplies. It was cheaper to go through Dollar Tree or any of the dollar stores. And a couple people, rightfully so, said, yeah, but watch the quality.
Yeah.
Crayons are going to be a little waxier.
Sure.
Pencils might not exactly number 2, might be 2.2s.
Number 3 is a little sketchier, but whatever.
Erasers don't really erase, but that's okay. You ever get one of those pencils too, and you try to erase something and it's just a smudge?
Right. I don't know if that was cheaper or if it was like the wrong lead for the. I don't know what it was, but yes.
I don't know if it's like old eraser and because they get hard.
Yeah.
And you can't get
and
that.
And it just
smudge.
Yeah.
I hated that. Anyway, somebody else, Barb, I was just talking about before, that I had the conversation with, she threw this out there and said that everybody knows that there is a movement on your social medias, in particular, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and it's for teachers to share their Amazon wish list. And as you know, on Amazon, anybody can create a wish list, which I think is brilliant. I mean, when you're talking about, I think more like a wedding couple should do this too. Use Amazon wish list instead of going to every store and hitting everything with the magic gun so it shows up on that website for individual stores. You can just go to Amazon, create a wish list of the particular items that you want from whatever stores, and it's all on one list, and then send that out.
Yeah, much better. You're probably going to get more return for your time. You're going to get more stuff back.
Because most everybody has an Amazon account anymore.
Yep.
And you can just hit it, and then it's there in 2 days. And that takes care of the delivery. And
I've never looked. Maybe they have like an Amazon registry for weddings. I've never looked.
I don't even know that you have to have a particular. I don't even think you even have to have a particular wedding registry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just a wish list. It's just, and then here's our wish list for our wedding or for whatever it is, our housewarming or whatever. Anyway, Barb said that there's this movement for the Amazon wish list, and she said the teachers have been sharing their wish list and then gifting each other. And she says it's so much more fun to buy a stapler for another teacher than for yourself.
That's funny.
But now she says it's starting to spread, and there's an @support_a_teach. Support a teach has exploded and people are buying items off of teachers' lists. Hashtag clear the lists. List, L-I-S-T-S.
That's such a great way to use social media.
That's what's trending on Twitter.
Great.
And there are even celebrities that have been helping out when they get a hold of some of the lists and buying the items on the list for them. But other people, just regular Joes, are doing it. And so your local teachers are out there buying, things for their classroom. If you have a list, and I was trying to think what would be the best way of how like a clearinghouse of lists, what would be the best way to share your list so that everybody could find them if they wanted to go to one place where you could find all the teachers.
Am I dying? Because the light bulb right above me just got really bright. Am I stroking out? Look at my eyes. Have my focus? That was the weirdest. Is Jesus coming down? Why'd that turn on? Like all of a sudden.
It's like the light just all of a sudden warmed up. And all of a sudden just popped and went on. The look on your face was like, holy crap,
God,
am I okay?
I'm dying. This is the big one.
Oh, God. Anyway, I'm trying to think of a good way. So maybe somebody has a good idea of how to warehouse these so that they're organized either by school or by city or whatever. So you can help your favorite teachers or your favorite school.
Let's think about that.
Where could I find all of the teacher wish lists for Ashland schools? Because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Or a particular elementary school here in Omaha. Where would I find all those teachers' wish lists? I'm trying to figure out a way to organize it so that everybody could submit their list, and then they'd have their name on the list. And you just click their name, and it goes to their list. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got it.
Because 3 people sent me their list. I said, I'd love to see your list. Send it to me. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So don't forget, because your local teachers are out there and they're needing some help. And
I love this. I love it.
Yeah, because you can help any school.
Rather than just doing a generic GoFundMe for this and that, you know exactly what they want. You could buy a stapler, whatever you can buy, and it helps out.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And so I think it's a great, so again, if you get a chance, the hashtag is clear the lists, L-I-S-T-S, on Twitter. And then the at support_a_teach. Support a teach. Those are the 2 to check out if you'd like to help somebody out. But I want to figure out a way to find, because if I just go to the hashtag, it's going to be everybody.
Yeah.
And I want to figure out how to find all the teachers from a particular school, or how do you find your teacher? Maybe your kids have, however many teachers that they're going to have. How do you find just them at that school?
And see what they need.
They need to.
And maybe there's something out there already. We just need to know.
I just don't know about it. Because I don't have any kids in school, number one, but I'd never heard of this either until today.
I do, and I don't pay attention. So maybe if not, we can try to create something.
But I'd like to see some centralized thing instead of, because I'm sure each one of the schools can have their own website and they have their list on it. It'd just be cool if you could find one place where you could just look up alphabetically the city or the school and then find all the teachers.
Why don't we send all these lists to the superintendents that are making $400,000 a year while these teachers are having to dip into their own pocket to buy some stuff? Let's just slide into their DMs.
Oh, there you go.
A guilt click. Poor teachers.
Oh, just a little guilt click. No big deal. NoBigDeal.com.
Clickety click.
And from Barb also, she says, and about those canisters of film you have, which I have film that I've used that's still in it's old 35 millimeter film that's been in the canisters. Apparently in a couple of days, it's anti-procrastination day. So that's your day.
In a couple of days. It's down the road.
It's on Wednesday if I'm going to be accurate.
Are you going to do it?
What is today?
Today's Monday the 5th.
So it's on the 7th.
It's August 7th? Okay.
August 7th is anti-procrastination day.
All right.
I don't know. I got to find some place. Do they still develop at Walgreens? Film?
Yeah. I don't know how much it is, but you can.
That's what I wonder.
Yeah.
Because there's like one person in each state that still does this.
$86.50 for those pictures of your 20 years ago.
It's
your
like
cat
trying to find
or
somebody to fix your record player.
Good luck. You'll be paying way deep out of pocket for that one.
And funny part, I just brought in today a couple of DVD players, DVD, VCR.
Heavier than those things.
They were in that drawer. I'm sorry about that.
The DVD and VCR. I'm like, this credenza, whatever the heck it was, this file cabinet thing that's in my office. It's so heavy. I opened the top drawer. I look like air conditioner units. Things were huge.
And those were slick at the time.
Yeah.
Right? That was cutting edge at the time. Played both DVDs and VHS.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the guys needed, because he had some VHS tape of players in football from 20 years ago or something. It had nothing to play them on. I'm like, oh my God, you are not going to believe what I have in my closet. I have 3 of those.
3.
And then you know what else I have? A Blu-ray player and a DVD recorder.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Those were like that lasted for like a year and a half, and then technology just blew right past.
That was about when I said, "Screw it, I'm not trying to keep up anymore.
Done.
I'll catch up with you on the other side." And then here I am.
Catch you on the dark side of the moon.
And here I am just learning how to use Google Drive. Right. So I'm like, "Are you guys done? Are you done now?" Because I'll step back in.
Never done. They're never done. Just step back into like 2011.
That's as far as I've gone.
Yeah.
But I did get the smartphone, so I am there, but that's about it.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, my God. And then speaking of throwbacks, too, funny part, there was a post that was put up about, do you remember mercurochrome and methylate?
No.
It wasn't a band.
Well, it sounds like medicine.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
What is it?
Somebody said, when you were a little kid and you get a scraped up knee.
Oh, I saw you post this on Facebook this weekend.
The mercurochrome
is it
or
like,
iodine?
Yeah, iodine. It looks like brown.
Yeah, it stains your skin. And I think the iodine, I don't know, mercurochrome, I know one of them hurts like this. Oof, yeah, it hurts awful bad. But that's why I wrote about Mrs. Fudge. She was our school nurse. You go up there and they had the paper towel dispenser that literally was a roll of paper. I swear to God. I mean, paper.
Oh, it wasn't
like soft cloth paper towel
Nothing
stuff.
sanded, nothing sterile about that.
Oh, and dampen it just enough and then
right, no way.
On your scraped up knee.
I don't care what they put on an open cut like that, though, is going to hurt. Iodine would hurt. Water would hurt.
If it doesn't hurt, it's not doing anything, right?
That's what Beth says, too, about this zit cream that she puts on my face when she pops a zit. She puts it on, I'm like, that hurts. She goes, that means it's working. That is not true. That doesn't mean it's working.
Yes, it does.
No,
That's exactly
doesn't.
what that means. It's working. But anyway, I had noticed, too, that we had gravel for our playground. Like, actually, if it wasn't gravel, it was concrete. You'd run down the concrete steps to the concrete area where they play basketball and then jump off into the gravel, pea gravel, which was under the jungle gym.
Yeah.
And around the merry-go-round. And that's where you play dodgeball or Red Rover, and floor somebody. It's the only place you can actually...
legally clothesline without getting in trouble. Yeah, I mean, people picked gravel out of their knees for years.
It's job security for a nurse.
You'd feel right. You could sit there and you'd feel it in your knee, and you'd be like, and you'd like work at it. And eventually it'd work its way out.
There's a little piece of gravel there. Okay, so but the two biggest words I probably knew when I was in fourth grade was mercurochrome and mimeograph.
That's just crazy.
The ditto machine.
Yeah. Speaking of things you like to smell.
Exactly right.
Things you like to smell. That's the name of this podcast.
Things you like to smell.
Yeah.
And since we're kind of on a school theme, it's only right that when we talk about Kugler Vision, it's perfect timing for them. They came up with a great promotion for the month of August to help out your favorite school, help out your favorite teacher. And all you have to do is what you might be going to do anyway, is you were thinking about ditching the glasses, ditching the contacts, and make that consultation appointment. You make the consultation. When you go to your appointment, you're automatically entered in their drawing. Grand prize lets you gift $250 prize pack to the teacher of your choice or the school of your choice, plus another $100 gift card for them to use as they choose.
Which is awesome.
Right.
And $150 for you to go to the Mark and have a party or just hang out. And the important thing is let them know that you heard it on the Pat and JT podcast.
Please.
Let them know where you heard it. It lets them know that we appreciate and you appreciate them supporting our podcast, because we do.
Absolutely. Kugler Vision, the whole gang there are just world-class experts. Dr. Lance Kugler is phenomenal and super fun. We got to have him back on the podcast again soon, as a matter of fact. But online, KuglerVision.com.
Go to patandjt.com, like our Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. Call us. You can also text us, 402-403-9478.
And don't forget your phone. What is it? Your number, buddy.
Our number buddy is obviously a jerk. They haven't texted back, and it's been 28 minutes.
Pat and JT Podcast. A Parkville Media Production.